Steven returned to his room the next day right after the gems had left for a mission. Time to see if Jasper is still mad about yesterday. Probably. He got Jasper's bubble in his room and popped it. "You abomination, you dare strike me!" A menacing tone spoke out. "I had to do it, Jasper. You were making a lot of noise and the gems would have heard you." She stopped to think, "Okay, maybe you aren't lying, you semi-organic, but what are your intentions with me?" Steven hadn't come up with a plan yet and scratched the back of his head, laughing awkwardly. "Well, I don't exactly have a plan, so how about becoming friends for now?" Days passed as he started to spend more and more time in his room with Jasper, but with Lion always keeping careful watch. She was still hardly amused. "Jasper, aren't you having fun?" She looked at him with cold eyes. "Not with me being your prisoner." "How about we watch some TV?" She curiously asked. "Does that mean we can go outside?" He nodded back yes, and she was already making a plan to escape. When they stepped into the beach house, Jasper scanned the room and saw a lion staring her down with piercing glowing eyes. "I don't know the power of his guardian and I can't risk taking any damage." Steven invited her to sit down at the counter in the kitchen as he prepared something to eat. "Hey Jasper, do you eat?" She looked at him unfazed and stated with a blank look, "Gems don't need to eat, we aren't weak." He looked at her and simply smiled. "I'm a gem too, but I still eat." She looked away in disgust. "Well, you are an abomination." Steven finished making some popcorn and prepared some drinks. "Hey, let's go watch TV." She looked confused. "TV?" He led her up the stairs and sat her down on the floor in front of the TV. "I know you don't eat, but just have some of it for fun." Jasper wanted to hit Steven until she heard a loud creaking behind her head on the bed. Lion was just laying on the bed and growled in her direction. After an hour of watching TV, Steven offered for them to play games. "It's so much fun. Think of games as virtual simulators." She looked unamused. "Don't you gems have virtual combat training facilities?" Before Steven could respond, he heard the warp pad activate and started panicking. "Steven Quartz, you promised me I'll be safe in your protection." Steven held her hand. "I can take you to a place with more space. All you have to do is trust me." She was hiding behind Lion as the gems walked around the other side. "Then do it, Quartz." He wrapped his arms around her waist and jumped at Lion's mane. "Here we are," he said softly. She looked stunned. "Where are we?" He replied slowly, holding her hand, leading her to the one tree. "We are in my lion's mane," he said it, holding what little breath he had left, with his face already turning blue. "Looks like we are alone." As she tackled and pinned Steven to the ground, he was already struggling to breathe and summoned his shield, pushing her away as he jumped out of Lion's mane. Steven quickly ran down to Pearl. "Hey Pearl, do you have a space suit?" He waited, hoping and praying Jasper wasn't moving anything inside Lion. Pearl came to Steven and showed him how to summon a space suit. "So Steven, what do you need it for?" she asked him. He calmed himself before answering, "I'm just gonna spend some more time in Lion. He is also like my room." The gems waved him off as they went into their rooms. "Don't stay in there too long, Steven, we still need to have lunch." He happily ran up the stairs. "I won't." Pearl as he jumped into Lion's mane. When he got to the other side, to his surprise, he was expecting Jasper to be destroying everything, but she was just sitting by the tree looking at a gem bubbled up. "Is this one of my own?" Steven could see the anger in her eyes. "No, that's a crystal gem." She turned around to face Steven. "You even imprison your own?" He walked up to her slowly. "No, we don't. It's just that she still lives in a different time in different ways." Jasper looked away from the gem and pushed it away. Now she was looking at a picture of Rose and Greg. "So, this is Rose Quartz?" Steven walked slowly toward her and she quickly turned around, throwing the picture at him, but he got his shield up in time. Jasper sat down, leaning against the tree. "I was there when your mother gem shattered my diamond." Steven sat down next to her. "Did Rose Quartz give you this guardian?" He looked surprised. "Guardian? No, the gems are my guardians." She smacked him in the back of the head. No, this creature that we're in now is a guardian, and the only reason I haven't attacked you yet. Steven was surprised by what she said. A guardian? So I guess my mom created him for me. Jasper quickly turned to him and asked, "Why are you wearing that?" He started to explain to her, pointing at the suit. "I know gems don't need air, but since I'm half human I haven't figured out how to do it." Jasper laid on the ground staring at the endless pink sky, and she asked, "Hey Abomination, are we going to watch TV again? I saw there that your species like crying a lot." He laughed, responding, "I'll bring the TV here so we can see together." After some time just staring at the sky, Steven started to ask Jasper about Homeworld. "Hey Jasper, what's Homeworld like? Do you like it?" She looked at him overjoyed that he asked, saying, "Do I like it?" She laughed and stood up. "Homeworld is a place for all gems, a beauty crafted by the diamonds. Home for all gems. My home." She lost her joy and sat back down. "Jasper, I know that you miss Homeworld and I will help you get back there sometime." But he leaned over, drawing her close. "You have to promise me you will visit me," he said, laughing. "You are pretty entertaining, Steven Quartz," Jasper said with a smile on her face, ruffling up Steven's hair, and he reached up and grabbed hers. They both stopped for a moment and just looked at each other. Jasper was confused. "What is this, Quartz?" Steven slowly let go of her hair. "I don't know, Jasper." She grabbed his hand before he got too far away and put it back in her hair. "This doesn't feel the same." Jasper threw away his arm back at him. "Being on this planet is affecting me." Steven shifted close to her and put his arm on her shoulder. "It's not so bad on this planet. I'll show you a bunch of things that make Earth fun." She looked at him unamused. "So Jasper, how did you enjoy eating?" She was interested once again. "It provided good sensory feelings, something different from when I'm hunting." He stuck his head outside, lying to check for the gems. "Hey Jasper, come on, they aren't here." They hopped out and noticed that it was sundown. "Maybe we can watch some more TV before I got to sleep," Steven pitched. Jasper stopped and stood still and immediately dashed across the room. "Wait, Jasper, what are you doing?" She stood holding up Connie with one arm. "Who is this organic?" Steven jumped in. "Stop. She is my friend." Jasper dropped Connie, but she went straight for the sword and Jasper grabbed it between two fingers. "You seem to have good form and technique for an organic, but I am superior to you in every way possible," Jasper commented as she took the sword. "I believe this is yours." Quartz handing the sword to Steven. "Why would you let this organic taint your weapon? Gem weapons are not meant for lower beings." Connie tried to jump on Jasper and she was immediately slammed into the ground and pinned down. "Steven, help me, fuse with me," Connie pleaded. Jasper looked at the both of them in disgust. "You fused with this organic? Do yourself some honor to your diamond and fuse with me." Steven looked at Jasper. "Let her go, she is not a threat." She picked Connie up and knocked her out. Connie woke up at home with a headache but couldn't remember exactly what happened. But back at the beach, Steven was taking a walk with Jasper, with Lion right behind them. "Hey Jasper, if things aren't so crazy tomorrow I'll take you for some ice cream." She walked next to him and responded, "I would really like some combat training with you, Steven Quartz, because you may not be Rose Quartz but you can summon her combat clone." He stopped and she walked ahead and turned back. "Didn't you know that you could do that?" He nodded his head. "Yes, well, I can teach you many things about your gem that the crystal gems won't." Steven reached down and touched his gem and looked at Jasper. "When do we start?" As she smiled deviously and thought in the back of her head, "I will make a oil gem out of you and you will bow down to me, and bow down to the diamonds."